To Ryan Zimmerman for his performance last night. A solo shot in the first, a two-run blast in the sixth, tying the franchise record for career homers, leading the way to a much-needed win. Today, it's Tanner's turn to swat the Braves and point the Nats toward 2 in a row. It's another sizzler here in the afternoon at Nationals Park. It's a rubber game. The Braves and the Nats have done some heavy hitting and some battling during this series so far, and we'll see which pitcher can settle things down. Darren Baker just drafted by the Nats in the 27th round. How about that?
Come on, well, we got to get him on TV, get him up to the booth, and maybe he'll save a bat boy's life someday.
Hey, Trey Turner also got drafted, and Kirk Cousins' cousin got drafted by the Nats. Things are crazy around here. All right, let's talk about those guys in the middle of the lineup. 345, that's a great batting average. 345, these guys are great in the middle of our lineup.
Yeah, who's better than the Nats 3-4-5 hitters? When you talk about Bryce Harper, Ryan Zimmerman, Daniel Murphy, the averages, maybe sprinkling a little Anthony Rendon in there at times, Jason Worth, but you look at the average for 3-4-5 hitters, 345. Home runs, they're right behind the Reds with 49. RBI, they lead the Diamondbacks by 2. And get this, look at the bottom. They average 4.1 hits and 2.6 RBI a game. And Ryan Zimmerman, the best of all of them, going to be an all-star first baseman, having an MVP type year.
Right in the middle of it, shaking off some back problems and hitting 400 recently. He's been amazing. Nothing's quite as amazing as Bryce Harper against Julio Teheran. 15 for 33 career, 7 homers, 17 RBIs, 5 walks, 2 last year, a couple this season. And they say the one he hit against Julio earlier this year in Atlanta, their pitcher hasn't been right since that. We'll find out more today. Close to where today's shooting took place in Alexandria, the Delray area. We just want everybody to know that Our thoughts, our prayers, our hopes for good things are with everybody in the neighborhood and those affected by that tragedy today. And the Nats have been a part of the congressional ball game. It will go on as scheduled tomorrow night. That's fantastic, the 108th version. So as you look at the Nats statement on the issue, we just want to send out our very best on behalf of our Masson family to everybody in that part of Alexandria affected by today's events. Ready for a ball game. It's 4:05. Tanner Roark to Ender Inciarte. He's up there swinging, and we are underway right on time. Cloudy skies, and that's good news for the folks in the lower bowl. 54% humidity, 88. Tarp was on the field for a short time in the last hour or so, but it came off pretty quickly. We'll get you the lineup and the defense and all that in a moment. Way inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So here's Tanner making his 14th start.
Yeah, victim with 300 runs last time out on the 9th against Texas. 5-2 Nats lost. 6 innings, 5 runs, 2 of those earned. Gave up a season high 11 hits.
And Inciarte is going to lead off every game of this series with a base hit. He's now 4 for 10. And they're using pretty much the same lineup. The only difference, Kurt Suzuki, the former Nat, in the number 6 spot instead of Tyler Flowers. Dansby Swanson starting to come alive. Came to town hitting .213. He's at .224. He's gone 3 for 7, couple of walks and 2 RBIs. 0 for 2 career against Tanner Roark, who faces Brandon Phillips. Their second baseman, 4 for 10 in these 2 games. '19-year veteran Andy Fletcher has the plate. Alan Porter at first. Crew chief Joe West is at second. There's Mr. Porter and Mr. West. Hunter Wendelstedt, third base. .1-0 pitch after a bit of a pause, and a foul evens things up.
I am so fired up that Darren Baker got drafted by the Nats. That is so cool. And I think sometimes when you have a kid as talented as Darren that you think might develop, you don't draft him high because you have a feeling he's leaning toward college. So you don't take a high pick on a guy like that. But that doesn't mean you can't offer him, you know, decent money and a chance to sign just because it was a 27th round.
Cal Berkeley, right?
Yes.
Tanner Roark, career against Atlanta. 5-1 with a 1.95 ERA, 15 games, 10 starts. And here at Nationals Park, 4-0 with an 0.76. That ball's well hit to left center. Going to plug the gap. And Ender Inciarte is going to try to score here. He'll be waved home by Ron Washington. Trey Turner couldn't get a handle on that throw. And just like that, the Braves strike early in game 3.
Well, it's been an American League type series when you look at the scores. 11-10 first game, 10-5 last night. Now top of the first here, second hitter of the game. It's already 1-0. So Brandon Phillips smokes one in the gap, and Ender Inciarte can run, scores easily. Trey threw like a slider right there. A nice job of Jose Lobaton going over there and getting it. Didn't have a grip, came out weird. Back-to-back hits for the Braves, 1-0.
Yeah, Braves have now scored 17 runs in this series on 26 hits. And there's nobody out in game 3. Here's Nick Markakis, 2 for 14 career against Roark. On the edge. Not a big crowd, but a lot of folks are backed up at the gate out in center field. Lots still coming down Half Street. The Braves must feel like this is not even a road trip. They came up here for 3 and they're going right back home. I'll tell you why in a second. 0-1 pitch. Phillips a big lead. The Atlanta Braves, prior to coming here for just 3 games, have been on 4 consecutive 3-city trips. Didn't play a lot of home games early in April because they were still getting their new ballpark ready and ramped up. So they're going to head right back home. And they're trying to win a series from the Nats in their first visit to D.C. They got the Marlins coming up this weekend at home. 0-2, and Brandon Phillips really working on his secondary lead. And Turner, with that in mind, got in behind him for a second.
Well, shuffled off, and then Tanner Roark looked one more time. I like the way he looked home and picked behind him. He knew Turner was going to sneak in there, and Phillips just gets his hand back.
O2 will back up Markakis.
Be a really big gamble with nobody out and a lefty hitting to try to steal third. You'd have to get your best jump ever.
Phillips 7 out of 10 this year. Big right-handed bat on deck. And a 1-2 with nobody out. Markakis through the shortstop hole. They're going to send the runner. Adam Lind, they know that he's not a true outfielder. And scoring easily is Phillips, and it's 2-0 on 3 consecutive hits.
Yeah, Ron Washington knows what he's doing at third base. And usually with nobody out and a hard hit ball to a left fielder, you're going to hold the guy. But like you said, Adam Lind, only his 3rd start and left this year, and his 3rd start and left since 2010. All of them have been this year since 2010. They take a chance, it pays off. Braves real aggressive here in the 1st inning. It's a nice send by Ron Washington.
Yeah, 10 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs. Here's Matt Kemp. Tanner needs something on the ground right at somebody here. That's on the ground, but it's behind Matt Wieters. Pardon me, Jose Lobaton.
Yeah, Jose usually great at blocking these, and he came up. It was a short fastball by Tanner Roark, spiked it right in the ground, and I don't know that I've ever seen Jose come up on one. Usually goes to his knees, blocks it with his chest, maybe just hit so short he didn't know what to do.
So 14th start, including 2 today, 9 first inning earned runs. Nice big curveball that evened things up. 2-2.
Yeah, the whole dynamic of the at-bat for Matt Kemp changed once that ball went to the screen. You're thinking, I'm going to hit a gap, do some damage. I don't want to hit it on the ground to now have a runner on second, nobody out. If I can, try to drive him in to the right side. So the defense for the Nats behind Tanner today. Lynn, Goodwin, Harper the outfield. Turner, Drew left side. Murphy, Zimmerman right side. Jose Lobaton behind the plate. Just told you about Adam Lynn. 3rd start and left this year. And 7 years ago was the last time he played left.
2-2 to Kemp. Got him with a changeup. Diving down and in for the first out of the game.
Well, if you're Tanner Roark, you know you got a good offense. The best in the National League. You keep it 2-0. Long way to go in this one. So just settle down a little bit. Braves came out hacking. Great changeup right there for strike 3. See the grip, fingertips, good arm speed. Look how far out in front Matt Kemp was.
Here's Matt Adams. His numbers against Roark with St. Louis as Tanner pitches against the Braves for the first time this year. 2 for 3 against our right-hander. Adams has had a big series. 4 driven in, 2 homers, 5 out of 9. And a base on balls.
And a base open.
Good point. Kurt Suzuki 0 for his last 18 on deck. That ball ripped. Murphy can't get it. Harper gets to the ball. They're going to send the runner. And it's a little bit late. 3-0. And Adams goes to second. Bryce had to go pretty far to his right just to get to the ball. And the Braves aggressive running and hitting here.
So they got the shift on. 3 guys on the right side. Good effort by Daniel Murphy. Bryce Harper coming up throwing. He just beats it. Watch the swipe tag. Markakis with a beautiful slide. Look at Nick Markakis right here. Away from the tag. Takes his body away from Jose Lobaton. Reaches back with his left hand. That's a pretty slide. Not a bad throw by Bryce. He got rid of it real quick with something on it. And look at the slide. That is pretty. Can't teach it any better than that.
3 runs in. Another runner in scoring position. And here's Kurt Suzuki.
Might be more of a timeout. Talking about the signs. 18 pitches so far, 12 of them strikes.
Now Murphy to the bag, and with his second baseman out of position, everybody hollering back to Adams, and Tanner went ahead and delivered a strike.
Well, if you wonder why Daniel Murphy's trying to pick off Matt Adams, it's not a bad play. He's looking for outs in other places besides home plate right now. And that's a good lesson for younger players. You know, if your pitcher's having a rough start, having trouble getting into sync, try to help him out by getting it out somewhere else. It's not always the obvious, the hitter in the batter's box. There's other places. And we used to have a pickoff play where if we thought a guy was stealing signs and he was staring in there too long at the catcher's fingers, you could sneak in behind him, even if he wasn't a base stealer, and pick him off just because he gets hypnotized by trying to really concentrate and focus on stealing the signs.
The count is 0-2, by the way. I thought I heard 2 sounds, and that ball evidently was foul tipped. Nationals dugout asking about that after the pitch. Andy Fletcher said yes, it was strike 2. Now that's strike 3. So 2 outs in the inning as Tanner Roark gets Suzuki. Our old friend is really scuffling with the bat, and Rio Ruiz is next. Two for 8 in the series, a homer, 2 RBIs, a base on balls. And he faces Tanner Roark for the first time.
Yeah, both of Rio's homers this year have been against the Nats. pull side.
So Tanner Roark's gone to the changeup here. Much more effective than the first 3 batters he faced. And here's the last one, most recent one.
A little collateral damage. Jose Lobaton gets it up underneath the right shin guard, looked like. Andy Fletcher going to give him a second to regroup. Depends how high it was up underneath the right shin guard.
Tanner coming off 11 hits given up to the Rangers in 6 innings on Friday. 5-2 loss.
Tanner's having to go to everything here in the first. Changeup, curveball, slider, front hit fastball, which you haven't seen to lefties. This is the count he does if he's going to do it. Throw it right at Ruiz, let it run back for strike 3. Especially after he stayed on that curveball going the other way. He's thinking left field. I don't know if he'll be able to pull the trigger on that fastball in if you execute it.
Two-two pitch.
Tried to get it in there.
Busted bat. Roark can't get it. Turner calls off Murphy. Good communication and well played by Trey Turner. So he was going toward the bag. The Braves a lot of bags in the first inning. They scored 3 on 4 hits. How about Daniel Murphy last night? He gets a chance to play again today. 5 out of 9 in the series. 396 with runners in scoring position. Just getting it all done for the Nats, hitting way over 400 over the last couple of weeks. And Murphy now third in the league at 345. Here's Julio Teheran facing one of his nightmare lineups as far as the division and the league go.
Well, this is a guy, if you're the Nats, in a rubber match, you feel like you got a good chance, right? 5-4, 5.08 ERA. A lot of ownage, especially that guy you're looking at right there. So last start on the 9th against the Mets, he got the no decision. 6 innings, gave up just 1 run. So pitch to gem, gave up 4 hits, 1 home run, 97 pitches. You've seen him before. 3-quarter release, arm side run on the fastball that averages 91. Slider, curve, and change to go with it.
0-2 in a hurry to Trey Turner, who's 3 for 3 career against him. Trey in the series, 4 hits, a homer. He's driven in 3, scored 2. Had him reaching an 0-2. Brandon Phillips is going to have to be quick, and he's not quick enough. Trey Turner quicker for the base hit, called by Alan Porter.
I'll tell you what, as soon as Brandon Phillips sat on that baseball, I thought to myself, Trey Turner's safe. Just because it was a jailbreak swing, what's that mean? He's kind of running and hitting at the same time. Phillips set up way too early. You see him easily safe at first. There goes the no-hitter. And watch Trey kind of swing and run at the same time. That's what I mean by jailbreak. Good call by Alan Porter, and just like that, Trey Turner's on first.
5 for 12 in this series. That's exciting.
You got to play through that ball. You got to come get it.
Yeah.
Throw it on the run with Trey Turner.
Here's Bryce hitting 316, 10th in the league. Turner 22 for 25. 1 ahead of D. Gordon and 6 behind Billy Hamilton for the league lead.
Does Bryce see anything to hit today? 7 career home runs against Teheran.
Yeah. Then the plot thickens a bit with a guy on base. If he pitches around Bryce, he's asking for a big inning. If he throws a strike, it could be a big inning. So you got Murphy next, then Zimmerman. What an ideal situation for the Nats when that leadoff guy uses his legs to get on. Trey Turner has just over half of the Nats steals, 22 out of 43. Shift on. Nobody home at third. Harper going to left, and drifting over for it is Matt Kemp. Turner tagging just to see, and Kemp gets it back in quickly.
StatCast is powered by AWS. Trey Turner is powered by some legs that can really scoot. 22.3 miles an hour. Watch Brandon Phillips, top of your screen. Sit on it, right there. As soon as he stops right there, it's a hit. You know, I know he thinks he's going to get rid of it, but because Trey Turner's so fast, you play through this ball, you throw it on the run. It's still going to be close, but you got a way better chance of getting him. And he knows that. He's one of the best second basemen in baseball.
See if he's more likely to be running early in the count now that there's an out and Bryce Harper isn't batting. Murphy's been good career against Teheran, 8 for 22, a homer, 6 RBIs. There he goes. Plenty late on the throw, a little bit high from Kurt Suzuki. That's number 23.
Came off the bag.
Oh,
He's out.
did he? Oh, boy.
He stole it quick, then he kind of jumped up on the base. Dansby Swanson kept the tag on him. And Joe West called him out, and Swanson sold this call. Watch this. So he steals it easily, right? He's there, he's safe, and then watch this, right there, he tags him when his hand comes off the bag, and Swanson's right. He's out. Right before his left foot hit the base, he tagged him in the hand, and they're not going to challenge that. Yeah. Joe West got that right. Give West credit, and give Dansby Swanson tons of credit for staying with that. And that's one that Trey Turner will learn. Just once you're in there, call timeout, and none of that stuff can happen. So while you're laying down on the bag, you just raise a hand up from the dirt, call timeout, then you get up.
That's a big out. And Murphy will pop it up left field. That's the third baseman out there, Rio Ruiz. So the leadoff man got aboard, and after Harper made it out, Trey retired. 7 pitches, Tehran. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by American Standard Heating and Air. Go to MidAtlanticComfort.com for special offers and to find a dealer near you. Much needed relief by the cloud cover right now. Jeep's going to take us inside some Tanner Roark numbers and what he's done overall against the Nats, or rather the Braves, and especially here at home. So those 5 starts, 4 great decisions, but the ERA took a jump in the first inning. So some added on to that 0.76 after 3 outs. Here's Dansby Swanson. 8-9-1. Tehran to follow, and then Inciarte.
Little things like he just did on Trey Turner don't show up in the box score, but you know, when we heard about him, Dansby Swanson, when he got called up, people told us he's not going to wow you. You know, it's not going to be a guy that you see play once and you think this is the next Derek Jeter. It's a guy you got to see play for, you know, a while before you realize all the little things he brings. I think that was a good example. You stay with the play.
I find that refreshing about a young player. You know, a lot of them come up, a lot of fanfare, flashy. This guy's just a sound, solid ball player. Not easy to hit 8th either. A couple of hops to the other shortstop, and Trey Turner knew he had to be in a hurry. And now it's 3 straight for Tanner Roark, retired.
Come out to the ballpark June 25th. Nats celebrate Play Ball Weekend. Kids ages 12 and under can receive a Nationals plastic ball and bat set. Limited quantities are available. Visit nationals.com/tickets. And for more information on all the ways you can play, visit playball.org. He'll be here. We'll be here. The tank tops that we've been promoting for a while now, they're in effect here today. I heard they run a little small, which is good for you, Carp. Sun's out, guns out, baby.
Good luck getting that thing on me. Kidding me?
They're going, you know, we'll go to Miami on this trip by the pool. Yeah,
Oh,
right
my.
there. They run a little tight.
Yeah.
But that's good.
That guy looks like Charles Atlas next to me.
The European slender fit.
You are talking me out of it more and more as you keep talking.
All right, talk you into it.
They did deliver ours just before game time.
They did.
To lighten the mood in the booth, I might say. And here's Julio Teheran, 2 for 21 this year.
I asked for a schmedium.
He'll make some contact and chop it over to Daniel Murphy. Tanner Roark just what he needs against the bottom of the order. 2 quick outs, and the last 3 have been on the ground. Top of the order. As mentioned, Ender Inciarte has been on base to lead off the game in this series every time. And in 2 of those 3 times, the Braves have gone on to score 3 in the first. Dynamic of innings changed by the leadoff man reaching. Joe Ross, Steven Strasburg spending so much time off the stretch in the last 2 games of this series. Thanks to the early Atlanta offense. Up and in for a ball. Right there, Stephen Drew. So you Braves think you have a leadoff guy? Wait till you see ours coming up. And he's got a little pop, too.
That Ryan Zimmerman is putting together. There's been a lot of talk about him as an all-star, as an early MVP candidate. You're certainly, though, not going to hear Ryan Zimmerman talking about himself in that type of a fashion. He's just not that type of guy. I mentioned that to Dusty Baker earlier on today. He said the good ones don't talk about themselves. The wannabes, those are the ones that talk about themselves all the time. The good ones, they're secure in themselves. They're confident in what they can do. Dusty was around a couple of the greatest of all time in Hank Aaron and Sandy Koufax, and he said he never heard either one of those two talk about themselves. And as I said, guys, Zim probably won't be doing much lobbying to make it to the All-Star game, but Dusty's willing to do the talking for him. He said he was his pick to click this year, referring to Zim, and he said, I'd like more than anything for him to make the All-Star game this year.
Yeah, that bat's talking pretty loud. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Thanks, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report. Zimmerman reaching for the first one. Hit it pretty far, about 355 or so. Out there to the right center gap. Markakis for the first out. So the Nats, to a certain extent, let Teheran off the hook in the first. He's getting some quick outs. 8 pitches, 4 outs, including Trey Turner coming off the bag after that steal. Actually, and if you're scoring, I get this from fans now and then, it is not a stolen base. You have to complete it, stay on the bag, and all that to get credit for it. Tagged out after you got there, same as a caught stealing. On the edge, strike one. Adam Lind, another good series. 3 for 6 with an RBI. He gets jammed, still hits it pretty well. Right out about where Zimmerman's came down, a little bit further. And the outs are coming quickly for Tehran.
Enjoy an all-inclusive brunch. You just do the play-by-play. I'm going to read promos today, and that's it.
We're going to miss.
June 18th from noon to 4, enjoy a Bloody Mary, mimosas, a gourmet spread featuring several of your brunch favorites. Visit nationals.com/brunch for tickets and details. I'll be back, folks, with the next promo.
Here's Stephen Drew, 0 for 2 in pinch hitting appearances this series. One of the reasons he might be in there today, well, Anthony Rendon getting a day off. He's also 3 for 3 career against Tehran with a walk, a homer, 2 RBIs. He's had some great at bats since he came back from that hamstring. Stephen has still only had 32 ABs in 17 games with 8 hits. Yeah, there he goes again. Second hit of the day for the Nationals. That'll get it to Brian Goodwin here in the second.
So Tehran stays away mostly from lefties and righties. When he gets into trouble, he pulls the pitch across. Look where Suzuki set up. Look where the pitch was. He wanted off the plate away. Tehran's given up 15 home runs this year. That's tied for 5th most in the majors. And when he gives up home runs, it's because of the pitch you just saw. He likes to stay away, but he'll jerk that fastball middle in, and lefties will make him pay.
Goodwin faces Julio Tehran for the first time. Brian seems to get his hits in bunches. The monster game in Oakland. And then Monday night here, 3 for 4 with a walk in the number 8 spot when he hit a homer and drove in a couple. Pretty good on the slider.
Suzuki set up away at first 2 pitches. Both of them been in. So he's doing that right now. The slider right there is supposed to be backdoor. He threw it middle, it broke in. The first fastball is supposed to be away, and he threw it middle third. Now they're going in. Well, he shook off. See if he gets this away.
Up and away, ball 1. Nice month of June. Goodwin has his batting average up to 263. 15 hits in 24 games. Showing some pop. And he's showing some more pop. See you later. Brian Goodwin on a month of June home run tear. And this is a 1-run game.
Well, I'll tell you what, you fool around that inner half, you get burned. We were just talking about it. Kurt Suzuki set up down the middle, and the curveball started middle and broke toward the back knee of Brian Goodwin. He made him pay. Long way to go in this one, folks. Brian Goodwin just got the Nats right back in it. Look at the series, 800, 2 home runs, and a 400-foot tater to make it 3-2.
That's a pretty good sock from your 6 and 7 spots. Here's Jose Lobaton. He takes one away. The Nationals are 2 home runs away from 100. And Brian Goodwin suddenly has 4. Got to admit, didn't know he had this kind of pop.
Good player, man. He's earned every ounce of playing time. It's not like Dusty just gave it to him, said, here, you're the left fielder.
Yeah.
He gave Michael Taylor a day off in center field, 2-run homer. stacked the lineup with lefties against Tehran today.
1-2 to Jose Lobaton, who'd love to get aboard here and get Tanner Roark up there to turn this lineup over. 8 for 60 in 17 games. 7 career hits against Julio Tehran and 2 home runs. Not that time. But with 2 outs, Stephen Drew got a base hit. And then Brian Goodwin, same side of the ballpark, a whole lot farther. 4th big league home run. He knew he got it. Halfway up the mezzanine, and the Nats are back to within 1.
Roark, just want to wish everybody a happy Military's Day to all the men and women, and thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you, Tanner, and we wish you well the rest of your afternoon. Now that you and the Nats are just a run back, it's the 242nd birthday of the U.S. Army today. Oldest branch. Phillips, Markakis, Kemp. So Tanner's got some work cut out for him. Top 3. He has retired 5 hitters in a row and 6 out of 7. Strike 1 to Brandon Phillips.
Tell you what, for a 4 o'clock game on a Wednesday against the Braves, this is a nice crowd here at the ballpark.
It's filled in nicely, hasn't it?
Nice buzz to the crowd.
Nats are 6th in the National League, averaging 31,096 per game. Tanner keeping the ball away with that slider. Good pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nissan pitch cast. Marlins on the board with a win today. They hammered Oakland at home 11-6. Right now they are 1/2 game behind the Mets in the chase for 2nd place in the East. Mets and Cubs again tonight.
You don't want to overlook this game for the big weekend series against the Mets. 4-gamer.
Absolutely.
They'll be fired up for it. They're playing well. Look out.
Wow.
You make a catch with the glove? That's what I'm talking about.
Man, that guy. First row with the picker. That was beautiful.
That's why you bring the glove. then he gave it to a kid. That's what I'm talking about.
Perfect sequence. Two-two to Brandon Phillips. He's going to catch another one.
No, but that's the section to be in right now.
Sliders away to the right-handers. Mr. Ticket Seller, please. Tanner, first 2 innings, 36 pitches, 25 strikes. But he got through that 1-2-3 second on 9 pitches. High energy Brandon Phillips saw it at second base 2 innings ago. Waves that bat around. And he's going to serve another one. And 3 consecutive fouls over there. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you, 22-year-old right-handed pitcher Luis Reyes. 3 out of 4 decisions. The Carolina League Pitcher of the Week for your Potomac Nationals. Look at the strikeouts to walks. Outstanding.
Call him up. He's ready.
2-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball up. Crackling in at 95. Tanner Roark, his 3rd strikeout.
That was a I'm sick of you fouling balls down the right field line pitch. You saw the emotion after it. He was done. He's like, I'm just going to throw it as hard as I can past you. Country hard ball, and if you foul this one off, good luck. You could see the cut to it. I don't think that was by design. That's just because he said, here's my best fastball. Watch Tanner after. It's like, all right, it's about time. Go grab your glove or something like that.
Here's Nick Markakis. He didn't growl, did he? Then first pitch changeup for a strike to this left-handed batter. Boy, he's having some good at-bats in this series. Markakis 2 for 2 today and 4 for 10. Batting average flirting with 290 right now. Next up, Matt Kemp, and Tanner strikeout of him in the first inning. The reason the Braves didn't score more than 3 runs.
I'd say when the Braves got Matt Kemp last year was to give Freddie Freeman some protection. And you know, trying to think of a nice way to say it, he's in better shape this year, and you just had a feeling that there was more in that tank. That was a good move by them, and you can see the results. I mean, it's kind of paying off for this ball club. He's had a nice first half so far, and he looks like he's in much better shape than last year, and the numbers bear that out.
Matt Kemp hit a combined 35 homers, drove in 108 last year, 39 for the Braves in 56 games.
Yeah, it's not like he had a bad year last year, but you just felt like he could be the MVP type he was in LA. And I remember when Bryce Harper first came up in 12, he won a big game late in Los Angeles, and the whole place was chanting MVP.
Yeah. They were chanting, weren't they?
They were.
He was runner-up to Ryan Braun for league MVP in 2011.
They're trying to get on the same page here. He's trying to get time, get in the box.
Pitch number 50 coming from Tanner Roark here in the 3rd.
He's saying I called time. You didn't give me time. There's a few expletives in there too. They're still talking. There's been some great conversations between umpires and players in this series. Look at this. And now Matt Kemp just finally laughs at him and gets in the batter's box.
It doesn't look to me like Andy Fletcher's laughing.
He doesn't look like he's ready to call a pitch. Now he's stepping in there.
2-1.
It's hot, it's June, and everybody's sick of each other.
Not one of the happiest crews we've had in town this year.
It's just that time of year when you've had umpires and maybe even teammates. It's just hot and you're sick of everybody. And you say one thing, I'm going to say another thing. Alan Porter and Murph last night. Now Matt Kemp and Andy Fletcher today. And the funny thing about it is Joe West has been nowhere to be seen, and he's usually in the middle of all of it.
Yeah, Joe loves the diamond chatter, doesn't he? 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out.
The funny thing too with baseball, maybe unlike real life, when you get into one of these with an umpire, it's gone in like 5 minutes. It rarely carries over unless it's just a really bad one, like a full-blown rhubarb. But what Murphy and Alan Porter did, that was over the next inning. These guys are already done with it. You just have your beef, you say it, they say it, and it's over.
Yeah. Well, and you better forget about it because the game will make you look bad if you don't. Back to the action in a hurry, right?
It's not like you get in your car and leave for 20 minutes and cool off. I mean, you have to be around these guys every day. So you say your piece, he says his piece. You don't hate each other. You just dislike each other a lot for maybe 2 minutes. It's baseball.
3-2 with 1 out. Markakis not a burner. Is he running? He is. Up the middle. A ball scorched, and because Markakis was running, he's arriving at third base. Matt Kemp, hot shot up the middle.
Matt Kemp is talking to his first base coach right now, telling him exactly what happened. He's telling Eddie Perez, this is what happened up there, and they're having a talk at first. Great at bat by Matt Kemp. Murph almost got to that because he was covering on the steal. Got first and third, 1 out.
Yeah, there's Matt Adams, who already has an RBI hit today.
Now he's telling Ryan Zimmerman what happened. I think I saw, are you kidding me there?
And is Alan Porter eavesdropping?
It's like a soap opera here. I like it. And with instant replay, this is all we have. There's no more arguments. So when Alan Porter's chirping at Murph and Matt Kemp's chirping at, that's all we have left. There's no throwing bases and going crazy anymore and kicking dirt on people. It's like, ooh, they're talking to each other. This is nuts.
Snap throw, and Ryan Zimmerman didn't know it was coming. That ball's down the right field line. Markakis scores. Kemp to third. A chance there. Close, he's out. Ryan Zimmerman kind of never saw the ball, and then Bryce Harper picks up his 6th outfield assist.
Pretty close at third. Are they going to check this out? Great throw by Bryce Harper. A lot going on this play. Let's all check it out together. You know, that's a play that you have to put on. And yeah, he picked Ryan Zimmerman up because he wasn't expecting it. But look at Bryce Harper hustled down the right field corner, a one-hop bullet to Stephen Drew, and I think he tagged Matt Kemp on the hand before he got to the base. And did Kemp get hurt? Got him on the helmet, actually.
Crazy. E2 for the run, 9-5 on the assist, and the bases are empty with 2 outs. Braves lead 4-2, and it's 2-0 on Adams. Now the Nats go into a shift. Ball 3. Bryce Harper is now tied for the league lead in outfield assists with 6. 3-0 pitch. Adams all in. That ends up about 8 feet in front of home plate.
You know, usually if you're playing behind a runner at first base, say it's first and second, you'll pick at your pant leg, make eye contact with the catcher, and back pick the guy after he takes his secondary lead. But when you're holding the guy on, usually the catcher could do that on his own. You see it. But that definitely picked off Ryan Zimmerman.
Adams will pop up. It'll be out of play.
That was an ambush. I think Ryan will tell you he's got to be ready for this, because watch him turn his head to look at Matt Kemp, and then the throw comes, and then he looks back at Jose Lobaton like, did we have that play on? And give Bryce Harper tons of credit for playing hard.
Pretty good drop tag there by Stephen Drew to get the out. So 3-2 now. Adams pops it up, and this one could be playable, but Stephen Drew had too far to go. Ball dropping just over the tarp. Answer in a shift, and he's playing nearly up the middle. So it went from first and third, 1 out, to a run home, bases empty, 2 outs. And Roark's fastball misses upstairs. Tanner's first walk today. In this series, the Nats starters, Steven Strasburg, 5 innings on 100 pitches. Joe Ross, 5 2/3 on 102. And Tanner Roark right now set up for a ball game where he may not go that deep. He's at 60 pitches with 2 outs in the third. So we're into rush hour now. 5 o'clock here. 5 o'clock hour. Braves 4. Nats 2. They got 3 in the first, another here in the third. BCFP DK finale of the homestand, which right now stands at 2-4 before a 7-game road trip to New York and Miami.
Nats score a few in the bottom of the third. It'd be happy hour.
In on that. Nats have done some hitting. They're 3 for 8 today. And Kurt Suzuki swinging through one.
Shaking his head, talking to himself.
Kurt Suzuki's career batting average coming into the season, 255. 258 for Minnesota last year. Right now trying to stay above 210. That ball's hit a ton to left center. That's one way to stay above 210 with your batting average. Kurt Suzuki has 4 homers this year, and 2 of them against the Nats. It's now 6-2.
I think it was a slider. And it was right out over the plate, belt high. And you could tell by that first swing Kurt Suzuki took when he was shaking his head that he was trying to do this. He was not getting cheated. And a lot of times a hitter, when you're slumping, you just say, I'm going to swing hard. And I'm not going to think about mechanics, my foot down, where my hands are, pitch selection, zone I'm looking in. Just keep it simple, see ball, hit ball, and swing as hard as you can. And you feel like that's what Kurt Suzuki was thinking this whole at bat.
I mean, that's short hopping the back wall of the bullpen, probably close to 400 feet. Here's Rio Ruiz. Inside 1-1. Ryan Zimmerman forward for that one. Braves will double their run total for the day. And now the Nats are down by 4. Today, Nats superfan, 101 years young, Mary Hughes of Frederick County, Maryland. Got a visit jersey from Bryce Harper. We are told she watches every Nats game with us right here on Masson. Very, very nice. I remember me, I'm Bryce. I got an autographed ball for you. That is so cool.
Very cool.
Well done, Mary.
Well done, Bryce.
We want all of your friends to know that you were on Masson today, and thanks for tuning in every time we have a game. Danny Santana for Matt Kemp, who, as our crew spotted, didn't look great going into third base on that throw by Bryce Harper. Tanner Roark, 3 for 20 with the bat this year, 148 career hitter.
That's where we've seen Julio Teheran in the past. Maybe be a little too fine when he has a lead instead of be on attack mode.
I think I know what game you're thinking of here.
Well, I mean, he's got 24 pitches, so he's been attack mode today so far, but we'll see if he decides to nibble or go right after guys with a 4-run lead.
You spotted that in him before the Nats made that comeback in Atlanta a couple of years ago, that he was nibbling.
Could have been one night, but he was pitching not to lose instead of pitching to win that game.
Well, Jose Lobaton and Dan Uggla took care of that eventually. Jeep takes us inside the numbers. Look at these guys with 3 or more hits in a game. Turner 8, Murphy 9, Zimmerman 10. And Trey already has one today. Pretty good pitch, diving down and away at 85. This has been a strange homestand, starting with the makeup game against the Orioles, which, by the way, so far is the only game on this homestand where the Nats starter has been a winning pitcher. Trey Turner thrown out by Swanson on the run. 2 down here in the third. Seniors stroll the bases Saturday, June 24th. Nats Reds. That's another 4:05 game. So around 6:30 or 7 o'clock, we'll go for a little dusk stroll. Fans 60 and over, discounted tickets, a concession credit and you get to stroll the bases after the game. Visit nationals.com/special ticket.
So I feel like in the 7 home runs that Bryce has hit off Julio, it's been every pitch. It's been fastball, changeup, and slider. And I think the best thing you do is keep the ball down and keep it away.
That's going to sneak through the shift. So your point is 2-out single. Okay, the ball's in the ballpark.
Yeah. It's a good pitch, but a nice piece hit by Bryce. They're going to go down and get that right back up the middle and split the shift. And that was actually Rio Ruiz playing shortstop, or at shortstop.
Yeah. Well, here's Murphy. Pop up to Ruiz, first time up. 8 career hits, a homer, 6 RBIs against Julio Teheran. Murph's had a great series, 5 for 10. Suzuki trying to frame it, up and in.
I'm going rally tank top, just so you know.
Okay.
Next inning. We got it out of the package. Ready to rock. This could be borderline obscene though if I go on camera. This thing's gonna be tight.
So teammate trios, and the most combined hits only, of course, the guys in Colorado have more than the Nats. Why wouldn't they? But the 3 from Atlanta doing quite well. It's all brought to you by Jeep. And we're about to see those bottom line guys soon. Nats will be in Miami Monday.
Those first 2 are ridiculous.
1-1 to Murphy. Waits for that one, hits it high in the air to left center. It is still going, and to the track where it's caught by Danny Santana, who just came into the game. Early innings over, 6-2 Braves. Birthday of the U.S. Army brought to you by DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. 242 years ago, the U.S. Army was established to defend our nation. Masson and our proud sponsors salute all of America's Army for their willingness to sacrifice and protect our nation. Swanson, Tehran, and Inciarte went 1-2-3 in the second. Tanner Roark ahead with a strike, fourth inning underway. Target way in here, and Swanson swings right over the top of it. Bouncing ball to Turner first time. So 70 pitches for Tanner. Coming off 97 against the Rangers in 6 innings 5 days ago. Another one to Trey Turner. Ball had some topspin on it. He had to lay back and get it. Next up is the pitcher. And today's game on Masson, brought to you by FH Fur. Absolutely the best. I bet their crews are working on some air conditioners today. 88 heat index, mid-90s when first pitch was thrown at Nationals Park. Julio Tehran, ground ball to Daniel Murphy, first time up. He's had some quick innings today. He's given up a couple of runs, but 34 pitches, 26 strikes. He hasn't missed with much of anything throwing the ball today. And that fastball away, 1-1. Two and one.
It sounds weird, but with this offense, you keep it at 6-2 and you're Tanner Roark, you have a real good chance to win this baseball game.
You're right.
It's hard to think like that, though, when you're out there in the heat of battle having a rough day. They're barreling some baseballs up on you, but if you can find a way to make the adjustments and keep it right there, you have a chance to win this game. And, you know, there's not too many teams that can say that. A lot of teams at 6-2 pack it in, get them tomorrow. They don't have the firepower to score 5 runs.
Yeah.
This team does.
20 runs on 31 hits for the Nats in the first 2 games of this series. You hear that, you think they're going for a sweep, right? Big swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Tanner Roark.
DC area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Well said by a descendant of Betsy Ross sitting next to me up here in the booth today.
I got it on. I'm wearing it. The rest of the game. I don't care. Changing it up.
Rally tank top.
You stay in your tie. I got my tank top on.
All right.
Let's see if it's got some runs in it.
I've never been so distracted during a telecast.
Well, you're only human.
Or embarrassed. That's good.
You can't help it.
That guy is working up some kind of sweat today. So Tanner Roark, pretty tough to hit, no matter what stage of the game it is. but 6 runs on 7 hits today. Braves have done a good job of putting things together in terms of consecutive hits. That's a hot shot. Zimmerman backhand. And so for the second time today, those 3 batters go 1, 2, 3. And the 4th inning of Nationals baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals and turn on the AC, man. Moment, the second game of the 2006 season. Look at Ryan Zimmerman's stance. Billy Wagner, see you later. Top of the 9th. Ryan was leading off. That tied the game. The Nats scored 5 in the 10th to beat the Mets 9-5. Ryan Zimmerman's first career home run.
That was a Derek Jeter stance. Did you see that?
Yeah. Who can? Many guys can say they hit their first homer off a pitcher like that. Billy Wagner. That was a 44-degree night at Shea Stadium in New York. Those are franchise ranks. If you put Nationals ranks, he'd had everything. Past Vladimir Guerrero now. He's approaching Frank Howard's Washington home run record.
See if he gets something going right here.
Yeah. First pitch swinging. Last time up, he hit a fly ball to right center. 1-1 from Tehran, way inside. Ryan Zimmerman's first career home run came in his 64th at bat. Been called up the previous September.
It's a good pitch.
2-2.
He started that off the plate away, kept it down, ran it back. Nissan on the pitch cast. I mean, that's the pitch you have to throw, Ryan. There's not a lot of damage he can do with that. He could take a single to right if he really is looking out there, but that's a tough one to elevate and drive.
And a pop up over by the dugout. Matt Adams, plenty of room for the first out, 4th inning. Adam Lind in left field and batting 5th today. Dan has more.
Bob, here's a little bit of a random story for you about Adam Lind, but a cool one. When he signed with the Nationals this offseason, he asked the team for the number 76 because of 1776, the year that we became a nation. He figured he's played for a DC team. Might as well go that route. It obviously didn't end up happening. He's back to the 26 that he's worn most of his career. But hey, we know this now about Adam Lind. He appreciates our nation's history. We got that going for us.
Which is good.
I'd like to look up in September and see him with 76 runs batted in. He's a third of the way there nearly. Fly ball to right first time.
I just love the way he squared up to the pitcher. I mean, I think for all you younger players out there. You see big leaguers where they're kind of looking out of their one eye, and that's fine. They got to the big leagues that way, hitting. But for Adam Lind, the way his head is squared up to the pitcher, and he's looking at him with both eyes. Look at that, just like he's playing catch with him. Now he's seeing the baseball big. And you're using, you know, full vision, not just out of, you know, the dominant eye that's closer to the pitcher and maybe the back eye that you're kind of looking around the corner. You square your head up. But the tricky part is to keep your shoulder closed too. So a lot of times when you look out there with both eyes, you can open up that front shoulder. Watch him close up right there. Just that little turn, he's closing his front side, and then he just comes unwound on the baseball and is thinking about damage every single pitch. I love it. I love his setup.
Three-one pitch. Lind slaps a base hit the other way.
And the tricky part here is you have the open stance in the lower half is not to close yourself off with your feet. He does, and he strides right back toward the pitcher, clears his hips, and then throws his hands. But a lot of times when you're open, you could step across and block yourself off. He stays right on line. Just love everything about his swing.
I just can't think of anybody in baseball I have seen who's an extraordinary pinch hitter. He spot starts, and 2.5 months into the season, he's hitting .345. Well, that just doesn't happen.
He's an everyday player for a lot of ball clubs. Just, you know, not the best offense in baseball, but he's finding his way in there. I mean, the at-bats are starting to tally and add up. He's forcing his way in there.
Stephen drew a base hit first time. He pulled it to right prior to the Goodwin homer. That's right under the glove of Brandon Phillips, who was thinking 4-6-3, and instead it's 2 on, 1 out.
See, this, if you want to jump back in this ball game, is where you have opportunity. You have to take advantage. Little top spin. How are you going to score that, folks? Did he touch it? Did it go under his glove? Is that a hit? Huh. I'm going to call that a hit.
Okay, I think you're going to be wrong, but we'll see.
It won't be the first time, even in the last 5 minutes.
Brandon Phillips, 5th error of the year. Hey, you're a hitter. Think hit until they tell you otherwise.
That's right. This should be all away after his home run. Tried to get it out there. We showed you last time. Kurt Suzuki set up the Brian Goodwin away. He yanked the fastball in first pitch. He yanked the slider in second pitch. He finally threw a curveball, 2 strikes right down the middle, maybe inner half, and Goodwin pulled it out of here. See if he can execute the game plan better this time, or if Brian Goodwin can take advantage.
Now Goodwin hits one right at Phillips, who gets a second chance. And that was a pretty nifty flip over to Dansby Swanson. 4-6-3. That's gone after 4, down by 4. The stretch they come. They've been racing pretty legitimately for the last couple of times. And number 1, George, checking in. Teddy's still winless this year. Phillips, Markakis, Kemp, top 5. Key inning for Tanner Roark to keep it within slam range here. Early in the game to be talking about such a thing as slam range. 79 pitches, 53 strikes. And Stephen Drew unable to get up and grab it. Phillips rounding the bag. Adam Lynn got to it in good fashion. And the Braves have their 8th base hit.
Kind of playing in for the bunt right on the baseline. Stephen Drew really didn't have time to get up for that. He got high enough, it was just past him. And then Brandon Phillips was running hard the whole time and took a huge turn at first base. Had to slam on the brakes and go back. Looking for a bobble in left field.
Here's Nick Markakis, the only Brave who's 2 for 2 today. Phillips 2 for 3 after that base hit. He's got a base running mitt on his left wrist and hand. And a strike to Markakis, who's now hitting .289. Yeah, and it's no longer Matt Kemp behind him. It's Danny Santana. Up the middle, Murphy can't get to it. Heading for third is Phillips. Goodwin's throw just a little bit late. Bryan's had 3 outfield assists this year. And for the Braves, the hits keep on coming.
I have a date. Nick Markakis 3 for 3 now. Good effort by Daniel Murphy. Brian Goodwin had to make sure he fielded that ball before he threw it, but I think he might have been a little surprised that Brandon Phillips went first to third. Good throw once he got to it. And Brandon Phillips is playing hard. Give him credit. The Braves are playing hard today.
Nats are looking at it.
They're going to check it?
I think they
I thought he was safe.
Waved off.
I thought his hand got in there way before the tag. Well, maybe not way before. Check that.
Yeah, live it looked not close. Here it pretty bang bang. Nobody out. There's Santana, 26-year-old switch hitting outfielder from the Dominican, former Twin. They got him in a trade this May on the 8th. He was 5 for 25 with 1 RBI in 13 games for Minnesota. .268 career hitter. Middle infielder's back. They'll concede a run for a chance at a double play.
There's such a science to when you challenge, when you don't challenge, why you challenge. I think it's becoming such a part of the game that, you know, you can
make players happy or tick them off if you don't challenge at this point. Like if one of your players is out there and he's waving for a challenge and you don't, it can be perceived nowadays as you're showing the player up because he thinks that you should review the play or challenge or at least look in the clubhouse. And that's just a whole new dynamic to manager-player relations, umpire-player-manager relations. And then the strategy of when you do it, because you know the 8th and 9th inning, you can ask for an umpire crew review nicely. So basically, the strategy is: do I burn my challenge in the first 7 innings? So when you get to 5, 6, or 7, why not, as a manager, wouldn't you take a risk on just a random challenge? Because it's all you have to do is make it to the 8th, and then you ask the umpires, and they always say, yeah.
Yep.
Just a whole new dimension and dynamic to strategy in the game today that is becoming normal.
Tried to swing that fastball back. Tanner couldn't get it to come back far enough, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It used to be if a manager didn't run out there and argue with you when you had a beef with an umpire that he was showing you up. And guys would say, like, he leaves me hanging out there. He never runs out and argues with me. Or he's right behind me and he gets thrown out with me. That's why guys love Bobby Cox so much, because if they got in an argument, even if Bobby Cox thought they were wrong, he was right out there, he was in their face, and he was getting thrown out with you. That whole part of the game is gone.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Markakis is running. Ball 4, bases loaded. Tanner Roark's 2nd walk of the day. So the Nats have 4 of the top 5 pitchers in baseball in terms of throwing the most pitches per game. Only starter with a win on this homestand, Joe Ross, who struck out a dozen Orioles. Phone ringing in the bullpen. And Tanner Roark trying to keep this one from slipping away. Base hit, RBI by Adams, and a walk. Matt Adams has been a big-time pain for the Nats in this series. This fly ball to left. You know they're going to send Phillips. So Lynn just throws into 3rd, and now it's 7-2. Then there's Kurt Suzuki, who hit a home run last time up. That's a big blow in this game. Nats were back to within 3-2, and it was 4-2 when he hit that 2-run shot in the 3rd.
I mean, it almost looked like he was trying to do the first swing. He came out of his shoes. He's always been a guy that swings hard. You know, we see him a lot as a national. And there's the exit velocity, 124.1 degrees on the launch angle, 407 feet for Kurt Suzuki.
Wow. 79th career homer, 10th year in the big leagues.
You know, one of my Twitter polls, or one of our Twitter polls, I should say, should be, which stat do you like most on the home run? Do you like exit velocity? Do you like launch angle? Or do you like distance? That'd be a good one. Seriously. Yeah. Not joking. I think, I mean, maybe I'm old-fashioned. I like distance.
Well, that was going to be my answer.
When it's right, though. I mean, I think it's right 99% of the time, except for when it hits the upper deck and you can't see where it would come down.
Trevor Gott made his Nats debut last night. 7 pitches, 4 strikes, gave up a hit, got a batter, ended up getting the win when the Nats rallied.
I think it would go distance, exit velocity, and launch angle in that order, if I had to guess. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow in New York.
And Tanner Roark gets inside on the hitter Suzuki. Ryan Goodwin, a long run in to grab the 2nd out.
We could throw speed in there too as a 4th one. Like which
exit speed?
No, just the running speed, because that's one of my favorites with the fast guys. But, you know, we never do slow guys. I would like to get a guy going like 11.4 miles an hour, full speed, like first to third. Bat speed would be a good one. See how fast somebody's swinging. I like all this stuff. I think it's great.
I think it's a way to look at the game we've never had before.
Right. On a nightly basis.
Yeah. Rio Ruiz, ground ball to short, 1 to first, up and in from Tanner Roark, who's due to bat second in the bottom of the 5th. So Tanner can empty the tank here as he's about to throw his 95th pitch of the day. Fastball on the outer edge, 1-1. Mercedes-Benz. Count evenish.
That's a nice catch.
The ball person made a wonderful catch down there.
Good
she
ball,
extended fully and kept it out of the first row. Well done.
Look at this. This is a nice play. And that ball was smoked, and she just reaches up. Look at that little kid. She might have saved, well, I guess big kid with a beer in his hand. Whoops. Yeah, she saved. I mean, yeah, look at him. He hasn't even shaved yet. He's got a beer.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's a great play. Way to go.
He was fantastic.
That might be our Miller moment.
That might be the best play we've ever had in this ballpark.
That away. Nice play. Check out the picker too. That's like that's a gamer she's got in her hand. I love the glove. That's old.
Well done, Katie. Outstanding. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You can sit down. That's not coming up here.
Well, it was close. Got all kinds of great plays going on. That bounced down to the patio, and that guy made a play.
Good fielding crowd.
Amazing. This crowd's ready. Call them all up.
One, 2 with 2 outs and another foul. Who's got this one?
Okay, what do we got here? Look up. Here it comes. Nice. That's great. On Military Day.
That's an inspection waiting to happen.
Yes, the play of the day. Back to back. Make a package of those two. Thank you. Show that coming out of a break. Way to go, guys.
Quite a battle. Roark and Ruiz. On the changeup, the count goes full. Dansby Swanson on deck here in the 5th. Santana with Markakis 90 feet ahead. That's to pull on the infield, but in center field and left, playing this hitter the other way. Runners on the move, swing and a miss. So Tanner Roark gets a strikeout. 5 on the day. He could be done. The Nats down by 5.
The men and women in the armed forces, you know, past, present, and future. Thank you guys for everything you've done for us and the sacrifices that you've made for our freedom.
Well, time for a game summary. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 7-2 Braves. Brian Goodwin, the offense today for the Nats. A 2-run home run, his 4th of the season. Kurt Suzuki showed you his tater. Nick Markakis, 3 knocks. We'll go back to the 3rd inning. Let's check out the hustle play by Bryce Harper. Ryan Zimmerman got picked off. We had a shot of him between innings saying my bad to Jose Lobaton for putting his head down. Happens. But Bryce Harper with some nice hustle, a nice throw to 3rd. Matt Kemp did something to his hamstring right there. Never want to see that. And he came out of this ball game.
Oh, that would be a strange play on which to lose him for the Braves. Tanner Roark is on deck. Bottom of the 5th. Here's Jose Lobaton. He's up there hacking. Julio Teheran, 48 pitches, 34 strikes in 4 innings.
My favorite part of that game summary was seeing Adam Eaton.
He kind of lights up the clubhouse in the ballpark every time he's around, doesn't he?
He's making progress. Aiming for that whole Kyle Schwarber thing, if that should happen.
Shadows creeping as the sun's been out now for a while. Lobaton hits it the other way for Rio Ruiz. Tanner Roark up to bat here.
RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced, pick-up-and-play MLB action packed with your favorite MLB teams, players, and ballparks. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. If not, you're on the bench. Learn more at rbigame.com.
Tanner struck out swinging, leading off the 3rd. He's thrown 102 pitches, 68 strikes. The other element to this is he could still be finished for the day because Trevor Gott's throwing again. And the Nats, when they made the bullpen move the other day to bring Joe Blanton back, it shorted them 1 position player. So if Matt Wieters is one of those 4, they really only have 3 guys on the bench. So Tanner could be taking one for the squad here as far as the at bat and then be done for the day. We'll see how it goes.
He's getting his licks.
He is. And the 0-2, he'll hit it to the left side for Ruiz. 2 down. Top of the order, Trey Turner will try to get Bryce Harper to the plate. That could be the first step in a comeback. You're down by 5. Still only the 5th inning, but if you can get Harper in the batter's box in this inning, you might be able to start chipping or blasting away at that deficit. Second time through the lineup, the Nationals go 2 for 9 with singles by Harper and Lind. Inside the Numbers brought to you by PNC Bank. So look at that, 40% of his homers against the Braves. 25 games. Ridiculous numbers against one of your division ball clubs.
There was a time when you could say Turner owns the Braves.
Didn't know Trey had that kind of money. 2-2. Well said.
The Nats draft a player named Fonda. and he plays well against the Braves, then you really got something going with Turner and Fonda.
But how far can we take this thing? We have Kirk Cousins' cousin. We have Trey Turner and Darren Baker. Slider low. Trey Turner trying to get on base here, trying to go leadoff mode with 2 outs just to get something going. Chopper foul.
Trey Turner's going real well. He keeps that front shoulder closed, a lot like we were talking about Adam Lynn. And when he has trouble, that front shoulder right above where that Nats logo is kind of flies open a little bit too soon. His hips go with it. But just if you want to key on his success, it's all you need to do is really watch the front shoulder and the leg kick.
3-2, and he pops it straight back out of play. Turner to the left side, and Rio Ruiz very close. He handles all 3 assists on the inning, and Trey Turner almost got there. Home plate umpire Andy Fletcher looking into the Nats dugout. Looks like we're done for the bottom of the 5th. Braves 7-2.
Service. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much, Trevor Gott. And now Trevor Gott in this ball game in relief of Tanner Roark. The Nationals bullpen had a strong night last night, 3 1/3 scoreless innings. Dusty Baker, though, talking about the bullpen overall again earlier on today, and he made an interesting comment. He said he feels like a bona fide closer, adding a bona fide closer, would really solve the Nationals bullpen problems, because then he thinks everything else would kind of fall into place after that. He said guys who are now pitching the 8th or 9th could go back to working the 6th or 7th, spots that they're more comfortable. And he equated it to when he was a hitter. He just didn't like hitting in the cleanup spot. He felt that he needed to produce more power. It kind of threw him off his game a little bit. Felt a lot more comfortable in the 3rd or 5th spots, and feels like that might kind of be the case with some of these relievers the Nationals are now asking to work higher leverage situations deeper into games. But Dusty knows that it's tough to get that bona fide closer, especially right now. Said there's not many teams out of it, and everyone around the league knows what we as a ball club need, so they're going to hold our feet to the fire. But he says Mike Rizzo's on it. He's working for us. Dusty, though, still looking for that bona fide closer.
All right, thanks, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Trevor Gott, first pitch swinging, is Dansby Swanson. 0 for 2 today, and Trevor came into the ball game last night in the 6th inning. Gave up an RBI hit to Ender Inciarte. Got Brandon Phillips to ground out at that time. The Nats were still ahead. Actually, they were about to score that 5-run inning, and they were a little bit behind. And he became the pitcher of record, got the W, his first Nats win, his 5th career win. Swanson, Tehran, Inciarte.
Well, I think to Dusty's point and Dan's report, that it's a lot like Ryan Zimmerman and the way he's hit this year in the lineup, the way it's helped Bryce in front of him, Murph behind him, and you had the left, right, left thing, and it kind of lengthened the lineup and put guys in spots that they're used to. So now you go out and get an established closer, and you have guys pitching the 8th and the 7th that are used to it, and they're more relaxed. There's a reason why the guy in the 9th gets paid all the money. That's a high stress job, and it's a performance-based job, and it's not for everybody. So if you go out and get a guy that's experienced in that position, now guys that, if you want to use the offense analogy that are maybe 7 or 8 hitters that are hitting 3rd and 4th, don't have to hit 3rd and 4th. They go back to 7th and 8th and do the things they're most comfortable with, being complementary hitters to the big boys in the middle of the lineup that get paid the big bucks. Same thing in the bullpen. Closer gets paid a lot for a reason. Those last 3 outs are the hardest to get.
Here's Tehran 0 for 2 today. So Trevor got a nice fastball to fan Dansby Swanson. Tehran a ground ball and a strikeout against Tanner Roark, who went 5 innings, 7 runs on 9 hits, walked a couple, struck out 5. And Tanner done after 102 pitches, 68 strikes. Wouldn't call it a half-hearted swing, but it had no chance. 1 and 2. Trevor Gott's not a big guy. 6 foot 185 they list him. Gets through that delivery quickly and kind of explodes at you. That one just stayed outside. 24 years of age. 2-2 pitch. That ball hit pretty well to right. Bryce is going to back up just a bit. 2 down. Braves box. 3 runs, 4 hits first inning. RBIs, Phillips double, Markakis single, Adams single. And then 3 runs in the 3rd. Markakis scored on the Lobaton error. And then the big 2-run homer by Kurt Suzuki that opened up this ball game before they scored another on the sac fly by Adams in the 5th. Inciarte with a nice stroke the other way. He's 2 for 4. Ender Inciarte got his batting average up to 300 in this series. He's staying above that mark. And against the Nats, he's 5 for 13. Potomac Nationals back in town June 22nd. That's a week from tomorrow. 4-game homestand against those Carolina Mudcats. Check out College Night on Thursday, League of Their Own night on Friday, and then on Saturday, first 1,000 fans, a 40th anniversary team card set from when they used to be the Prince William Cannons. 703-590-2311 or PotomacNationals.com.
Do the players have to wear those skirts on League of Their Own night like they did in the movie?
Let me think about that.
I think they should make them.
This from a man who just posted something.
I did not post anything.
Oh, okay.
Our network did.
Somebody got you.
And I'm okay with it. We're good. Thought it might work. It's not working. It will.
Rally guns. Well, Harper, Murphy, and Zimmerman are coming up.
All right.
One. Braves about hit the Nats 10-5, 7-2 the score. Phillips has a couple of hits. Nissan on the pitch cast.
It's a nasty slider at 81. Look at this. Buckled Brandon Phillips. Bounced that one now. You might get a strikeout.
Showed him a heater. Well outside. 3-2. Runner on the move. Bouncer perfectly placed. Trey Turner can only hold the ball, and Brandon Phillips is 3 for 4.
Usually you buckle a pretty good hitter, a guy that's flirting with 300 with a slider, go back to it, but they went back-to-back fastballs after that, and Brandon Phillips was on it. Nice play by Trey Turner, playing hard to keep Inciarte at second base, give his outfielders a chance to throw him out should there be a hit.
Well, Markakis 3 for 3. First 3 hitters. We talked about the Nats 3, 4, 5. They're 1, 2, 3 today. 8 base hits. Table setting and driving in runs. Markakis has 3 of those already. Hit hard, but Turner faked a throw, and then when Brandon Phillips peeled off, he just went to the bag. 6 unassisted. Is this the inning? We are waiting.
Bryce about to lead it off and try to get something going like he did on April 19th against the Braves. Well, what did he do? Well, hit that one far. That's not playable. And then he did it again. So a couple of home runs, both off Julio Teheran on April 19th. Ender Inciarte with a valiant effort. I'm shocked that Julio Teheran is doing as well as he has today, and I'll get into that in a second. DC Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for each of the first 200 home runs the Nats hit this season. Lexus, experience amazing. Felt like the Nats were really in his head last time. And maybe for a long time they've been in his head. He seems to have figured something out here today so far. See if they can get to him here in the 6th.
Harper, he didn't get it. Markakis does. Bryce 1 for 3 today, and in the series, Braves have pitched him pretty well, 3 for 12. One explosion. Here's Murphy, followed by Zimmerman. Daniel, 2 balls in the air today. Pop up to third, fly ball to left. So Teheran's been keeping the ball away from him. Reaching out to pull one, and one hop to Brandon Phillips. Nats box. Trey Turner, base hit to lead off the game, stole the bag, but then came off and got tagged out. Really the only other offense today. The Drew 2-out single, second inning. Brian Goodwin followed with a ball into the mezzanine. That time it was 3-2. The Nationals have one hit, Adam Lind, opposite field, 4th inning since. So 2 fly balls by Ryan as well, one to the gap in right center, one a foul out to Adams. Ryan Zimmerman has 80 hits, 38 for extra bases, and half of those home runs. 1-1. Joey Votto with 19. Boy, that Philadelphia or Cincinnati team's got a murderer's row. So Votto hit his 19th today. Reds are trailing at San Diego 4-2. Scott Schebler of the Reds 18. Adam Duvall is the other third of their big middle of the order combination. Nats have only played 6 games against the Central this year, but on the next homestand, the Reds and the Cubs will be here, including 4 against the world champions. 2-2. That ball spinning over to Matt Adams, and the Nationals go 1-2-3. It's a different kind of day for Julio Teheran. Telecast celebrating the birthday of the U.S. Army, brought to you by SC3 and CA Technologies, together delivering leading-edge technical solutions to the military. By DynCorp International, we serve today for a better tomorrow. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces veterans and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. Happy birthday, U.S. Army, the largest and oldest established branch of the U.S. military. We'd like to thank all past and current members of the U.S. Army for their work and dedication in protecting our country. Ball one, top 7 to Danny Santana from Trevor Gott. "20 pitches, 12 strikes when he gave up 2 singles last inning. And that thing kind of exploded in on the left-handed batter. 2-1. Adam Lind backing up a few steps. Next up, Adams and Suzuki.
Yeah, it's 7-2. Doesn't look great. You never know with this offense, but if you're Trevor Gott right now, every time you get on this mound out of that bullpen, it's an opportunity to show people you belong here. And Dusty's thirsty for guys that can get outs, and it doesn't matter, you know, what the situation. And as a young pitcher, you kind of work your way into high leverage situations by what you do in these situations, or not, you know, either way. But this is a great opportunity for Trevor Gott. He's getting a really long look here.
Liking the life on the heater right now.
We've seen it, right? You go in this situation to maybe another situation like this where your team's ahead 7-2, and you deal in both of them, to maybe a situation where your team's behind 4-3 and it's late and it's your job to keep it a 1-run, and then you come into a game eventually in the 7th where it's tied and you get the job done, and then your manager has confidence in you to throw you in the 7th with a lead. That's how you progress as a reliever when you're a young guy, to get higher leverage, taking advantage of these situations right here.
He gave Lobaton that fastball right where Jose wanted it, in case the hitter went fishing.
Unless you have just, you know, a veteran established bullpen that's locked down.
This ball falling into left, and Drew couldn't get to it. Matt Adams, 2 for 2 today. A walk, a sac fly, and in this series, he is 7 for 11.
Send the Nats to the 2017 All-Star Game. Vote 20 times and select the Nationals as your favorite club to receive 50% off select game tickets. For all the details, visit nationals.com/vote. Go vote right now.
Kurt Suzuki, 1 for 3, 2-run homer. Big blow of the game, really, back in the 3rd. Took a close game and shortened the day of Tanner Roark. Now Suzuki has another base hit. The Braves have 13 hits this afternoon. They had 13 last night and 11 on Monday.
I thought Kurt Suzuki was one of Mike Rizzo's best pickups. Maybe I don't want to say ever, but it was a sneaky good one in 2012. He meant a lot to this ball club. Had a couple of nice years with Minnesota, and looked like Tyler Flowers has maybe taken this job by the reins, taking the bull by the horns a little bit with his average and his power. But Kurt Suzuki gets a shot today and gets a couple of hits and a home run. I just liked his energy back there, the way he ran a game. He kept it moving. He's a very athletic catcher, and he really worked hard at, you know, the thought process of how to set up a hitter and how he worked with the pitcher.
Yeah.
Very intelligent catcher. And I think that's a very underrated aspect of catching. What's the pace? How do you run a game? Do you keep it moving? Do you keep your pitcher interested? Do you care about the fingers you put down? Or are you thinking about your last at bat when you're calling signs back there? Or maybe you're coming up second next inning, you're thinking about that. Kurt Suzuki's a pro all the way back there. I'm a big fan.
10th year in the big leagues. Had 4 hits, 2 RBIs for the Nats in the division series in 2012. And I remember Kurt, who didn't hit for high average here the second year, 222, 267 first time around. He was at his best in clutch situations.
Yeah, that was his nickname, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
2-2.
Was it Ian Desmond or Ryan Zimmerman? One of the two. I can't remember. Remember we did the word association.
Yeah, I think Ryan said clutch.
Clutch.
That was right after Jason Worth, and Ryan said gluten-free. I remember that interview. Very clever.
Well, that was our producer Chip Winfield's idea.
Genius. 2 outs. Trevor Gott's had some strikeout stuff here, and he gets Ruiz. Now faces Dansby Swanson, who he struck out last inning. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Good changeup, 89, way out front.
Swanson 0 for 3. Couple of grounders and a strikeout. Julio Teheran just now up the steps and out on deck. Julio's had a good day. 15 of 22 first pitch strikes. 72 pitches in 6 innings. In his career, he has 5 complete games. That one unreachable for Jose Lobaton. Adams to third, Suzuki to second.
Yeah, definitely a wild pitch. Just kind of yanked that slider and it kept going away from Jose Lobaton. That's a 3rd or 4th ball today that's gone to the backstop. You don't see that very often in a major league game, and you don't see an intentional walk very often either, because they just happen that quick.
So they walk him intentionally to get to Julio Teheran, who will bat with the bases loaded. Long couple of innings here for Trevor Gott, trying to remain unscored upon here. Perfect location, outside edge. That was the hook. 0-2. Way outside. Trevor Gott really came spinning out of his landing there too. Funny sound on that one. Tehran stays alive.
I always wondered if pitchers ever thought about standing there like a statue with the bases loaded.
No intention of swinging, try to take a walk.
I hope he throws you 4 before he throws you 3, and hope that he's tight because the bases are loaded. To just forget about swinging, especially up by 5 right here. If I'm Julio Tehran, I'm just taking. Might work, might not, but now you got to make a big pitch. 3-2.
Yeah, enhances the pitcher's chances, the one hitting that is, of getting a fastball right down the middle.
That wasn't a bad pitch. That didn't miss by much, if it missed at all.
Ouch. 8-2.
Yeah, things like that aren't going to help the cause.
Talked about the strangeness of this homestand, starting with a game that was a makeup game, which the Nats won in rousing fashion. Just totally opposite, I think, of what we were feeling. And there's Blake Trinan, was about to happen coming off a 7-2 road trip to the West Coast, where you swept the Giants 2 out of 3 at Oakland, 2 out of 3 at LA. Nats hadn't won there in a number of years in terms of a series. And this thing just kind of took a left turn somewhere.
Well, the makeup game against the Orioles, won that one.
Yeah.
So you're thinking this could be a real good run.
Yeah. When the Rangers came to town Friday, the Nationals had won 13 of their previous 17 games to get to 17 over. And facing a Texas team that had lost its previous, well, 4 of its previous 5 series with 1 split. Baseball so unpredictable, and that certainly has been the case on this 7-game homestand. Here's Inciarte. Ender takes a strike. He's 2 for 4 today.
I think then you faced a Ranger team that has a lot of pride. Back-to-back AL West division champs.
They got Beltre back.
And you had a tough schedule with all kinds of different start times and stuff going on. But then you thought you'd kind of figure it out against the Braves, who you won 19 out of 20 against in this ballpark.
So this would be Atlanta's, if they win today, what, their first series win here since 14 maybe? Wow. 0-2, bases loaded. Inciarte started and stopped, ball 1.
But that's baseball. That's the ebb and flow of the schedule. You know, they'll can't win them all thing, but I think the way some of the games were lost is the hard part. Not that you lost them,
right?
Because if you lose, I mean, the best teams are going to lose 65, 70 games.
June 19, 20, and 21. The Nats lost 2 out of 3 to the Braves. So within a week of being 3 years ago. That's in this ballpark. 2 balls, 2 strikes. All right. Quick correction. That was a 4-game series that was split. It was April of that year since the Braves won a series in Washington. So that's a couple of months over 3 years. Bottom line's been a long time for them. That's a base hit to left. Suzuki scores. Swanson coming home. And the Braves are pouring it on here. 10-2. Dusty's got to come out. And Trevor Gott will fail to get through 2 innings today, when the Nats are already behind, and now they are way behind. It's our UPS store call to the bullpen. You need expert printing? The UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing we can't solve. Out hitting the home team 14-5. And the Nats will call on Blake Treinen, 28th appearance, 37 hits in 27 innings, which is so unlike anything he's done here in the last couple of years. 24 Ks, 12 walks. The league's hitting .339 against him.
Two-seam fastball, lots of run, mid to upper 90s. He's been throwing it a lot lately.
First pitch, that's a fair ball, and that is by Drew. Tehran scores. Coming around behind him, Inciarte, and the Braves lead by 10.
Have a day, Brandon Phillips. 4th hit of the day, double his first time up, single in the 5th, single in the 6th, and now single in the 7th. So 3 innings in a row. Brandon Phillips got a base hit. And this one's getting ugly.
5 runs charged to Trevor Gott, who had 2 outs before any runs had scored in this inning. Here's Nick Markakis, the 9th Brave to bat, and he's 3 for 4. I can't ever remember the first 3 guys in a lineup in the modern era, which means 2011 on, where their first 3 hitters have this many hits. They have 10 hits in this game. Markakis, an RBI, 2 runs scored, 3 singles. Nats have done this to a lot of teams this year, but it sure is hurtful when it's being done to you. One.
on the other side of the coin, you come into games like this, you want to chip away at your own stats as a reliever because it takes a lot of stringing some good ones together if you've had a rough start.
Yeah.
These are important for your own personal stats and eventually getting paid.
Markakis on for the 4th time. So the man who started this inning, Santana, with a rather innocent fly ball to left caught by Adam Lind, will bat again.
You talk about putting guys in comfortable roles. If you get an established closer, but I don't care if you pitch the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th, you still have to throw strikes.
They did it last night, and you were hoping they could string some together. The Nats have been on defense seemingly for hours today. Santana 0 for 1 with a walk since he came in for Kemp, who appeared to tweak a hamstring. Sliding into third base, back in the 3rd. So Blake Treinen has an 0-2 count here. That's hard hit. Right center. Phillips coming home. 13-2. You might look around and say ground balls, and they're in between guys, but the contact is hard.
Yeah, line is moving here in the 7th for the Braves.
That's previous season high for hits allowed, 15 twice. April 8th at Philly, April 25th at Colorado, 16 today. And Matt Adams is next. 2 on, still 2 out. 6 consecutive Braves had made it aboard here. Two balls, 1 strike. Adams, 2 singles, a walk, a run, a sac fly.
So amazing how the events of today put 13-2 in perspective.
And you're talking about Alexandria.
It's a baseball game. But the baseball game here tomorrow will probably have more significance than it's ever had before. And I, for one, am glad they're playing. I think that is awesome.
Yep.
Because if you don't, then that guy wins.
Yeah, got to press on, right?
Yep.
2-2. Another good play.
I wish we could see it once. I think tomorrow's going to be extremely heartwarming. And maybe it brings everybody together in a way they haven't been in a long time. How about that?
Good call. So what? 108 years of that game. This would be number 109. Crazy. I'd like to see the gloves they used for the first one. 2-2. Oh my.
Maybe Johnny Holiday could show you.
Now that
I bet you had to leave him at
is a cheap shot.
I bet you had to leave him at your position, and Democrats were wearing Republicans' gloves and vice versa.
True. Well, if anybody's ever seen that great period piece, 8 Men Out, about the 1919 Chicago White Sox, later called the Black Sox because they threw the series. In that movie, they tossed the gloves up in the air, ran into the dugout. So that was 10 years after the first congressional baseball game.
And they didn't have hand sanitizer back then either, if you were a Democrat wearing a Republican's glove or vice versa. I used to like when they had the helmet in the 60s even. And you'd hit a double, and you get the second, you take your helmet off and wing it all the way back into the dugout for the guy on deck to use, because you only had a couple of them.
3-2, a swing and a miss. 7th inning is over. Some Bronx cheers in the district. That was rough. Braves by 11.
Astros, thank you so much to all the servicemen and women for helping keep this country safe. Thank you, guys.
Well said, Matt. Thank you, sir. 242nd birthday of the Army today. 36,227. Great crowd. Close game for a while after the Brian Goodwin home run, bottom of the second. Here's Adam Lind, bottom 7.
So people are telling me that game tomorrow is on C-SPAN. That'll be the most exciting thing ever shown on C-SPAN. Ever.
Now that will have some expert analysis. They could be a major player in the next round of TV negotiations for rights to Major League Baseball games. That's great of them to carry that. Wonder who gets the call on that.
I don't know.
3-1.
I wonder who's C-SPAN Dan. Let's go down to C-SPAN Dan for our sideline report.
Well, wait a minute. He's in New York. He better be. Way inside. Adam Lind walks. Julio Teheran hadn't pitched in a while. And Dan, help us out here, big boy.
I do not have a political update for you guys, but I do have a baseball update. I can do that. Alejandro De Aza signed to a minor league deal by the Nationals. He's actually in the lineup tonight for AAA Syracuse, batting 6th. He will play right field. So the 9-year veteran who spent last year with the Mets, left-handed hitter, can play all 3 outfield positions. Now some outfield depth at the minor league ranks for this Nationals ball club.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of him in the past, a couple of different ball clubs. Last year with the Mets.
Yeah, but these at-bats are so hard. I mean, if you're Stephen Drew, you make them count because you don't get to play every day, but it's tough to focus when it's 13-2.
Alejandro De Aza is a .261 career hitter. Marlins, White Sox, Orioles, Red Sox, Giants, last year Mets. Stephen Drew, 1 for 2 today. Clean base hit to right field in the second, right in front of the Goodwin homer. And then that kind of funny sinking line drive that Brandon Phillips never touched. That went under his glove on a ball pretty much hit right at him back in the 4th. Goodwin came up after that, but a 4-6-3 double play, really the last offensive thing the Nats have had going on today. Or should I say the most recent. Good take. 2-2. There's Joe Blanton. Right off the end of the bat, a cue shot. Drew a chance for a rare infield hit. 2 on, nobody out, and Stephen Drew has a 2 for 3 day.
So remember back to the 2nd inning, Brian Goodwin, who's been on fire for Dusty Baker. It's his 4th home run and 2-run shot. So Stephen Drew singled in front of him, and then Brian Goodwin got a curveball. Not really a hanger either. Kind of down and in, went out, golfed it out of here. And he has owned that right field line in this homestand. That was a long one.
So Brian Goodwin against the Braves, 4 for 6, 2 homers, 4 RBIs, and a base on balls. Seems like when he's having a good day, he has a real good day. One ball, 1 strike. Julio Teheran still only at 85 pitches. Nobody throwing in the Atlanta pen. It's a good heater.
I think based on the power display Brian has showed recently, that if he starts thinking about getting some base hits to left, that should be there for him, because you feel like teams are going to start throwing him away. He's covered the fastball in, the slider in, and the curveball in. and done damage with him. Trying to go in there again, and that was a good swing.
I like it when we finally get to see a guy for an extended period of time. He's been in the organization since 2011. Signed with the Nats out of North Carolina. Had played at Miami-Dade for a year. Kind of perennial prospect, and now we've gotten a chance to see what he can do at the highest level.
I remember when he and Anthony Rendon came up here in the booth right when they got drafted, and we interviewed him for half an inning or an inning or so.
Yeah. He was drafted 34th overall after Rendon was, what, 6th?
Yeah, he was all smiles and talk. Didn't. If you think back, Anthony Rendon didn't say a word. Shocker, right?
He didn't trust us. He knows us now, though.
That's just his personality.
I know. He is so low-key when it comes to speaking in public. And Goodwin, trying to reach for that one, will strike out. Julio Teheran, first strikeout since the 3rd inning, his 3rd of the day. Lobaton, the hitter.
That two-seam fastball away. Suzuki set up out there. He hit the target perfectly. Look at that. You can't put it in a better spot.
Teheran, 26 years of age, 52-44 career. Trying to even his record against the Nats back to 4-4. But if you look at that, I mean, this is his 16th start against our ball club. And if he wins today, he'll only have decisions in half of those starts. 0-1. Lobaton, slow roller the other way, and they will turn it. 5-4-3 on the twin killing, but this one goes to the 8th. We are back to the Big Apple. There's Manhattan across the East River. The beautiful borough of Queens, and Flushing is where Citi Field sits. Gio always pitches well at Citi Field. How about this? 14 starts, 9-1 with a 1.62 ERA. Almost had a no-hitter there a couple of years ago. Robert Gazelman goes for the Mets. 6:30, Johnny and Ray. Nats Extra tomorrow night. That's a 4-game series in New York before 3 at Miami. So Blake Trinan in for the 8th. Ryan Rayburn was on deck to hit in the number 9 spot, so he'll go ahead and replace Adam Lind in left field, be leading off next time the Nats come up.
What we got going here?
Well, Adam Lind is not being replaced in left field. Was Rayburn announced?
Ryan Sticker wants to know what's going on.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, everybody needs a hug today.
Well, I've still got Ryan Rayburn written down to bat in the bottom of the 8th. And Adam Lind is still in there. Kurt Suzuki, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, 2 runs.
I mean, the only thing I can think is Lynn was going to first and Ryan was taking a load off here with his back down 13-2. And, you know, he missed the 3 games against the Rangers with the bad back. Got the train ride tonight. Big series this weekend. Maybe that's what that was all about. But Ryan's still in there.
Yeah, there's Sam Freeman. Two balls, 1 strike on Kurt Suzuki. Kind of ball game he really needed. When he struck out in the first inning today against Tanner, he was 0 for his last 19. He'll have a 2 for 5 day as Trey Turner throws him out. Time for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Yoenis Cespedes returning from his injury. He's been in and out of the lineup this year. 455. Cody Bellinger, 4th multi-homer game of the year. And for the Dodgers, guys in their rookie year like Mike Piazza and a couple of others have done that. Eddie Rosario, first career multi-homer game. He had 3 for the Minnesota Twins against Seattle. There you are, around the majors by T-Mobile. And now we have a double switch, it appears.
And Lynn's going to first. Ryan Zimmerman's out.
So Adam Lynn's going to go get a different glove. Ryan Rayburn, for the 2nd time this inning, heads to left field. Is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Way up in left field.
We need to do a game from right there.
That'd be cool. This was interesting. Ryan Zimmerman's being replaced, double switched out of the game. Somebody tossed him Adam Lynn's first baseman's mitt, and Gentleman Zim delivers the leather to his replacement. It's a good teammate. So Joe Blanton, second appearance coming off the DL. Ryan Rayburn in left, batting ninth in a moment. Lynn goes to first, so the pitcher for the Nats is in the cleanup spot where Ryan was. Rio Ruiz, the hitter, 2 balls, no strikes. Ball 3.
Changeup right there. Maybe it feels like he can throw that for a strike more than a fastball right now. See if he throws it again. 3-2.
Swing and a miss. That was the slider, which Joe has been so well known for last year or so. 2 down here in the 8th.
Kind of backed up and acted more like a changeup than a slider, but you're right, that was a slider. Just kind of spun out of his hands and went the other way, and Rio thought it was going to break towards him.
Now that's a nasty slider.
You know, it just made me think. I miss when you used to say killer slider. And I miss even more when Drew used to imitate you saying killer slider.
Yeah, Drew Storen used to fantasize about getting me out of this booth. Sliding right in with his uniform still on. Hey, we'll see Drew on the next homestand, right?
Yes.
Pitching for the Reds.
Nice to see Drew Storen.
He followed the Cardinals and the Reds growing up in Indiana. And Joe Blanton comes out, throws a couple of strikeouts. To the bottom of the 8th, Rayburn, Turner, and Harper. By Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City. Book now at OCOcean.com. A lot of ball caps to choose from in the Nats team store. We're going bottom 8. Rayburn, Turner, Harper, Sam Freeman. The lefty will make his second appearance of the series. 13th of the year, 17 hits in 18 innings. Control numbers not good, 17 Ks but 12 walks.
A fastball slider change. Fastball 94.4, 59% of the time. It's for the Cardinals in 12, 13, and 14. The Rangers in 15. The Brewers last year, now the Braves.
Saw some action in Monday night's game. Gave up a couple of hits, a run, in an inning and 2/3 after the Nats got Mike Foltynewicz out of the game after only 13 outs for him. Outside to Ryan Rayburn, who's had a nice series. He had a good ball game last night. 2 for 4, scored a couple of runs. We had seen him do nothing but pull the ball. First several games out for the Nats, and Jacob Turner working. He went oppo for 2 hits last night, including a triple. Dusty had him in the number 2 spot last night. His triple led to that 3-run first inning.
Yeah, nice game.
1-1. Good ID on the off speed. He took it tailing away. Freeman from Houston, North Central Texas College, and he later pitched for the Jayhawks at KU up in Lawrence, Kansas. 2-1. 3-1. So Rayburn, 5 hits and 18 at bats so far. And for the left side, Rio Ruiz. He's had a bunch of grounders over there lately. That's down to their final 5 outs. So we're at New York tomorrow and Friday night, 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock Saturday, Sunday. WUSA 9 will join us for those 2 games. Monday at Miami. Nats Extra, 30 minutes before and after every game. Gio Gsellman tomorrow. Scherzer, Steven Matz on Friday. And a ground ball by Trey Turner to second. Seth Lugo, Strasburg Saturday. Joe Ross, Jacob deGrom on Sunday. Their pitching matchups. Bryce Harper 1 for 3 today in the series. 3 for 12, a homer, 3 RBIs, 2 walks.
I'm just hoping Hank Azaria is around the ballpark this weekend.
I would pay good money to hear him and you do 2 innings together.
We'd both be fired. Yeah, I want to meet Brockmeyer. He's usually around there. That concentration level, this is a tough time to hit, man. You can tell by that swing. This game's hard enough when you're locked in and your concentration is laser sharp.
Going to Harper. Had a good reach to stay alive on a pitch breaking away from him. Swing and a miss. 85 on the hook. And that's it for the Nats. One hit since the 4th inning. It's all Braves. 13-2.
To the top of the 9th. Check out MASN All Access on MASN National's social media platforms. That is an awesome mask. The new daily show will be broadcast on Facebook Live and feature a look at the night's games, fan tweets, Q&As, and much more. So players, broadcasters, everybody on that show, they do a real nice job. Follow MASN Nationals on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat for MASN All Access.
Bryce is not that happy right now the way this is going. So here's Jacob Turner for the Nats. He of the good fastball. And for the Nats right-hander, 14th appearance, 35 hits in 32 innings. 18 Ks, 11 walks. Pinch hitter, Johan Camargo for the Braves. 1 for 8 with an RBI as a pinch hitter. 7 for 30 overall with 5 runs batted in. Camargo from Panama City. Panama, that is. He goes up hacking. That's a hot shot. Trey Turner went to his left or his right as that ball was smoking at him. And he made a fine play to stay with it and throw out Camargo.
He did after he lost his balance. Watch this ball hit and kind of kick back to the backhand, knocked it down, and then throws a sidearm throw from the dirt. It's a good lesson for you kids. You boot it, pick it up with your bare hand. You don't have time for an exchange once the ball's on the ground. And it's more of a sure thing, picking it up with your hand. Nice play.
That's a great throw after what happened on the hot shot.
A strong throw.
Here's Inciarte. He's had a good day, 3 for 5. Braves leadoff guy. 6 hits in this series, 4 RBIs. The Nats leadoff guy, 5 hits. 3 batted in. Trey Turner with a home run. Ball diving down and away. Good movement on that 95. That's Extra Post Game Show with Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight. It's all presented by WB Mason. They will join you as soon as this one's over. And I think I can predict what Johnny might say when they sign on. Because, Johnny, we too are trying to make sense out of this. Running fastball and a foul. Ouch.
I think you try to make sense out of the tough losses. These just.
Yeah, you kind of blow these off, right?
They're easier, I know that. These you just try to fill 30 minutes on the post-game show any way you can.
Well, about 12 seconds after this one's over, you start looking ahead to tomorrow. Not necessarily the whole weekend in New York, one at a time, right?
Yep.
Pressure's on them, not the Nats. They got a lot of room to work up, and that's or make up. That's Jason Hirsch, called up Monday. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Turner gets his first 2 men here in the ninth. Big day for Brandon Phillips. 4 hits, 2 doubles. He's knocked in 3 and scored twice. Actually 3 times. One ball, 1 strike. Brandon Phillips may be up there thinking about something he's never done before. He's never had 5 hits in a game.
He was really outspoken and upset the other day that Scooter Gennett was wearing his number in Cincinnati. He thought he did enough in that town to have maybe not his number retired, so to speak, but not let somebody wear it that soon. And he was serious.
With the Reds from 06 through last year, that's 11 years with one ball club. Very rare.
I think in that interview he even called himself Mr. Cincinnati, which I'm not sure about that. There's been some pretty good players there, especially at second base. But I understand what he's saying. I don't know if I agree with it, but I understand what he's saying.
2 balls, 2 strikes. He's going to get jammed and pop one up short center. Murphy telling everybody he's got it, and so the Braves have hit for the last time today, unless this is a miraculous bottom of the ninth. Murphy, the pitcher's spot, and Lind, bottom of the 9th for the Nationals. Jason Hirsch, they added him to their bullpen on Monday. He pitched 2 innings. Pretty good job, too. Gave up just 1 base hit, an intentional walk.
So do we get to see Mr. Met tomorrow, or is it just Mrs. Met now? Is she a widow?
We'll find out. Johan Camargo stays in and plays third base after pinch hitting. Joe Ross will hit in the pitcher's spot as a pinch hitter. So Hirsch came in the 6th. Last man he retired in the 7th was Daniel Murphy on a ground ball to second. Not often we look up in the 8th inning or 9th inning, anytime really, and Daniel Murphy does not have a base hit for the day.
Well, you know, grind this at bat out. He didn't care what the score is. He wants a knock to show for the day, and he loves to hit.
He's going to pull it to the second baseman, Brandon Phillips. First out, bottom 9. Here comes Joe Ross.
Wonder if Michael A. Taylor's okay. You know, Bryce Harper played this whole game, and usually Dusty will give Bryce the last couple of innings off in a blowout like he did Ryan. He usually does that with Jason Worth. Tries to get his horses off their feet for a couple extra minutes. Bryce went the whole game today, and now you're pinch hitting Joe Ross instead of Michael Taylor, unless he just wants to give him the entire day off.
Joe Ross 3 for 19 this year, 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Right side, nice pick by Matt Adams, 2 down. Adam Lind with 2 outs here in the 9th. Braves about to go 29-36. The Nats would fall to 39-26. And it's about to be a 2-5 homestand.
Well, the Road Warriors, get them on the road. They like the gray unis.
Good thought.
Excited to get my Waze app out tonight on the train and see how fast we go. I want to say 132 was the record last year.
Still have your app that tracks where the ghosts are around us?
No, I don't have my ghost app anymore for the haunted hotels. The one we stay at in New York's not haunted.
Okay. I just wondered if you were still tracking ghosts. By the way, the Cubs just got 2 in the first at New York, after walloping the Cubs, or rather the Mets, last night. That's Matt Harvey, by the way, for the Mets tonight. Two and 1 to Adam Lind. He's going to hit one hard up the middle and give himself a 2-hit day, on base for the 3rd time. That guy just keeps on hacking.
He rakes. It's almost like a guaranteed 2 for when you put him in the lineup, and a guaranteed good at bat when he comes off the bench, whether it's a hit or home run or just a good at bat. Adam Lind is a professional hitter.
He's now batting .349. Ball to the right side will end A tough homestand for the Nats. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Braves after being swept by Texas, winning the first one over the Orioles in makeup fashion. And so it's on to New York, and the Nats will hope for a little help from the Cubs tonight. The worst they could be is 8.5 up going to the Big Apple. So for FP and Dan, Bob Carpenter, the final. Braves all over the Nats, 13-2. Tomorrow night, Nats will open up that trip. We'll get you going at 6:30. Robert Gazelman and Gio Gonzalez. 7:10 first pitch tomorrow night. This has been a presentation of Mass and Johnny and Ray. Straight ahead and from the booth and the homestand, we're disappointed just like you are. The Road Warriors leaving town. So long for just a while.